In this podcast, we're going to look at how to compress a number of files together into a single zip file. And I'm going to show you a couple different examples for different scenarios. The first one, we're going to have 4 files here that we're going to zip into one zip archive. And then we have, inside of this folder, we have some files. So we're going to compress this folder. And then I have another example where I've got a number of folders inside of a folder, and we're going to also compress that. And those would be used for different scenarios. So I need to highlight all the files, and I can just click and drag around each of them. I can also use the control key to select the first one and just hold it down and click on each of them. Now once I've done that, I'm going to right click and I'm going to go down to Send to Compressed Zip Folder. You see that right here? If you have other options like WinZip or Zip Central or other things, do not use those. Use the compressed zip folder. The reason is that this compression is easily unzipped within Desire to Learn and most other learning management systems. So we want to use this one. The others use special compression algorithms which are not always compatible with learning management systems. So just use this one that's built into Windows, and you click on that, compressed, and it's created a folder or a zip archive down here. You'll notice it named it after one of the files, this one right here. You can't really control that, but you can always rename it by clicking and just rename like that. Now, this would be used if you wanted to upload those files, say in Desire to Learn, and wanted to unzip them inside of a specific folder that's already there, or you don't want them contained within a folder. If you have a number of files, like in this folder, that you want to unzip inside of a folder so that it creates a folder when it unzips, then you'd want to compress the folder itself. And for that, we're going to right click right on the folder. Once again, we just go down to Send to Compressed Zipped Folder, select it, and you'll notice it has taken the file name for that folder and created a zip archive right here, added a zip extension to it. And you can tell from the icon here that zipper, that indicates that this is a compressed folder. Now these two look the same, so you kind of need to be prepared as you develop these to create them the way you want them, in that they both look the same, but this is going to unzip and not create a folder. This is going to unzip the items within a folder. Okay, now in Desire to Learn, one of the things you can do, you look here, I've got a file called modules. If I open that up, I've got 3 module folders inside of it. And inside of those, I have a PowerPoint file, I have a notes file, and a worksheet file. And that's the same in each of the 3 modules. They're named for the module. So what I can do is I can right click on this, go to Send to Compress the Zip Folder, and it's created those right here. And what would happen is I'd upload this into D2L. It would create a folder called modules, and inside of that folder would be those 3 files or 3 folders, and inside of each folder are the actual files. So if you want to have things organized so that all your modules are in one folder in Desire to Learn, then you would use this method in which you zip the folder that they're in. If you want them all to be into the files area and they're in individual folders, then we would select these once again like we did with the individual files. In this case, we're doing individual folders. And I'm going to right click on that, and then I'm going to go down to Send to Compressed Zip Folder, and it's going to name the folder after one of the modules. And I can always rename that like I did with the other one. And this would be used when you just want to unzip them into the files area into individual folders. And we'll look at some examples of that in Desire to Learn. But the important part here is knowing how to create these zip archives so you can quickly upload files to the learning management system.